Hi, my name is Rick Kennedy. I own Tightlines Guide Service out of Grass Valley, California. I spend a lot of time on the Northern California lakes fishing for not only trout, but landlocked king salmon, lake trout, and a lot of other species. One of the baits that has come to be one of my favorites is the Berkeley Gulp Minnows. They come in a lot of different sizes, starting at 2.5 inch all the way up, several different colors as you can see. These baits have proven to be very effective on the landlocked kings, the landlocked cohos out of Lake Oroville. We use them for trout. I use them for lake trout up on Lake Tahoe and Stampede Reservoir. So I've been getting a lot of questions about how do I rig them for the different species and troll with them. So I'm going to go over a little video today and show you how I rig those. So I started out with a treble hook. Size varies on the size of the bait I'm going to pull and the species I'm fishing for. But most of the time I'm using a treble hook. I use a piece of trilene fluorocarbon most of the time as a leader material. Your favorite knot, whatever that happens to be. This particular leader here is set up for a larger flasher and fishing for the landlocked cohos and kings on Oroville. This leader here is about 22 inches long, which is what I like then with that kind of a dodger. But anyway, I'm going to show you how we rig it up. Standard knot, tying your leader on, up at this end, nothing more than a loop. Okay? I take my minnow and I take a worm or a bait threader needle like this. I'll start right about here. I'll run that needle right on up, come right out his nose, slide this down, take my loop, put it on this little hook right here, being very careful, slide that down like so, get rid of the needle, slide your bait right on down. I do a couple different things. A lot of times, now you can see I kind of messed up here and came out the side, and really that's okay because a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just take this one little point and I'll stick it kind of through the tail. It kind of helps hold it, and there's my bait ready to troll. The landlocked kings and cohos over on Lake Oroville absolutely love that. So I showed you this this setup here. This is about a 22-inch leader, like I was saying. This is what I like when I'm using the big dodger for flasher, like this one here from Pro Troll. Put this right on, clip it, it's ready to fish. Well, if I would have put it on, it would have been ready for the fish. Start over. So I just clip this on the end of the flasher with that loop. It's ready to fish. Okay, now this particular setup here, a normal dodger is meant to go with action like this. This particular flasher is designed to actual spin, and we're going to show you that actual work, how it works in the water in just a moment. But that's my number one setup right there for the landlocked kings, the landlocked cohos on a lot of Northern California lakes. I use this exact same setup up at Lake Tahoe for lake trout. I'll go up to about a 4-inch bait, a little bit bigger treble hook, same setup, and that's what we're using a lot on Lake Tahoe fishing for the lake trout. Okay, so we talked about the setup I use for the landlocked king, so let's talk about trout fishing a little bit. A lot of these foothill lakes and high country lakes, when I'm fishing for rainbows and browns and that kind of stuff, again, they love this this Gulp minnow. We'll do kind of usually downscale a little bit smaller dodger, like a 4/0 dodger. In that case, I'll shorten that leader up more to about 16 to 18 inches. The shorter the leader, the more action. Longer the leader, the less action. So with a smaller dodger, I'll shorten it up about like so. Gives that minnow more of a kick. Pretty deadly combination with this setup here on a lot of these lower and higher elevation lakes in Northern California. Okay, so one of the other ways that we rig the Gulp minnow, as you can see, this is a small one, one of the smaller ones, 2.5 inch, is we don't use the treble hook. It's pretty tough to get the eye of a treble hook through there and rig it the way I showed you on the bigger ones. So what we'll do with that one is take a regular thin wire hook, just like this, And I'll actually feed it on there just like a night crawler. Just feed it right on. There's the finished product. Once again, a very effective, deadly combination, especially like this morning we were fishing and saw a bunch of fish busting on the surface chasing minnows. You pull that right up through those minnows, they don't know the difference, they're going to inhale it. Works a great setup. Okay, here's the 2.5 inch Gulp minnow pulled behind a Pro Troll 8 inch flasher with a 23 inch leader. This is the action you get at about 1.8 miles an hour, which is the speed we like for pulling for the landlocked kings and cohos. That's the setup right there, pretty deadly. Okay, here's the same 2.5 inch Berkley Gulp minnow. A little bit shorter leader this time. We're running about a 16 to 18 inch leader behind a 4/0 Seps Dodger. You can see the action that gives the minnow. Again, this is one of our favorite setups for fishing the lakes for trout. Works pretty darn good.